Okay, hello ladies and gentlemen for Nations Miles Edgeworth. Last time, uh, uh, Miss Toledo, as well as Francisca von Karma. We are going to finish up the, we're going to be finishing up the rest of the story, if not the first half. This is where everything comes to fruition. But let's see what happens. March 12th, 2:52 p.m. Flight G390, lower deck cargo hold. Wow! So this is the cargo hold, huh? It's so big! And ultra luxurious first class seating. So is this the real scene of the murder? That is certainly a... Begin investigation. Lower deck cargo hold. Alright. Ooh! I just love pushing the buttons on elevators and crosswalk signals. Here, you should give it a try, sir. Go on, push it! The elevator is currently stopped on the first floor, Detective. It can't move. Oh yeah. I know something would happen if you pushed it now. Well, nothing would happen normally anyway without the special key card. Both the door to the attendance room and the elevator's control panels require a key card, which makes it impossible for a passenger to come down here. All sorts of boxes are powered up here. This one says flammable, and this one, it says pharmaceuticals. This one says for exorcism use only. Just what kind of operation is this airline running? Have you noticed anything strange happening around here? No, sir. I haven't noticed a thing. I'm not sure that he meant to sound so oblivious. You arrived at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, correct? And you then immediately began to direct the investigation. It seems to me that you were already here at this airport for something besides this murder. Yes, I was. Why at this airport? I've been following a very large and involved government-level international crime. But it's much too large for one person to take on alone. I also need to do this real quick. There we go. So it was decided that I should form a joint investigation with Interpol. Interpol. Francisco came to this airport as an Interpol liaison. Interpol is involved? It's a top secret operation, so I really can't tell you anything more than I already have. Hey, what's with the suitcase, pal? It's what the victim checked in, sir. And there's a photo of Miss Von Karma in it, sir. It looks like a profile on Francisca. Profile on Francisca. Why did Mr. Hicks have documents on Francisca in his possession? Why would Mr. Hicks have had a file on her? Holy suitcases, Mr. Edgeworth! It's like an all-you-can-use suitcase fair! These must be all the leftover ones they couldn't sell. The ones the company is planning to dispose of after this flight is over. This paint job is really cool, don't you think? It practically screams artsy! Oh, why not purchase one then? I'm sure it will bring you much happiness. You think so? Then maybe I will. Let's see here. $1,200? I think I'll pass. And Miss Toledo wonders why they don't sell. You'd need 2 jobs to just to buy one. Although, it definitely looks like one is missing. What is this brittle substance I'm stepping on? It's a bunch of glass fragments? Glass shards. What are these glass shards from? I didn't know that this plane was capable of carrying such large pieces of cargo. This thing is as tall as 2 of you on top of each other, sir. It would probably take 20 of you to cover the entire surface of this monstrosity. What, really? Yeah, I guess that sounds about right. There's really no need to take that throwaway estimate seriously, Detective. Keeping track of this many pieces of cargo must be very taxing on the cargo crew. This sure brings back memories when I worked as a part-time mover, sir. By the look in his eyes, he's waiting for me to ask about the rest of the story. But no matter how he pulls on the puppy eyes, I have no intention of doing so. That's the victim. It's infuriating to see him crumpled on the floor like that, lifeless. I will catch the one who did this to him myself. I swear it. Francisco's really worked up over the victim. So nothing there. What do you think about this piggy bank, Francisca? What do I think? What else is there to think but that it's the murder weapon? I meant, what do you think about Captain Hugo himself? He's a crude rendition of a genus of primates commonly referred to as Slolorises. Loris comes from the Dutch word for simpleton, which is extremely fitting because that's exactly what Captain Hugo represents. The guilty simpleton I'm going to arrest. I don't suppose she's capable of giving a more normal answer. Nope. There's something much more oh wait, yeah, there's that. Okay. I'm just putting these together just to see what she says, if anything to him. I think we can all agree on where this one is. Broken glasses and glass shards. Let's see if this is the right one. And it is! I think we can safely conclude that these fragments are from a pair of glasses. And the victim was wearing a pair of broken glasses! Exactly what I was thinking. I'm sure that the shards would match up perfectly with the remnants of his glasses lenses. Ergo, the victim was here, just as I suspected. So you're saying that the real scene of the crime was here, sir? Isn't that what I've been saying for a while now? Oh, is it? I didn't know that. Perhaps it's a bit early to draw that conclusion. However, I believe that the probability has just skyrocketed considerably. All that's left is to find the murder weapon. Hmm. I doubt this is the right answer, but I'm gonna do it anyway, because why not? Oh wow, it is, okay. Now why would Mr. Hicks have documents profiling Franziska? Oh, I know! I bet he's a big fan of Miss Von Karma, sir! Franziska said that she had come to this airport as part of an Interpol investigation. Oh! Maybe Mr. Hicks had heard she was coming here and he followed her. Detective, I think it's more likely that Mr. Hicks was, in actuality, to this airport to rendezvous with the victim, didn't you? Nonsense! What are you talking about? We found a profile detailing information about you in the victim's luggage. I suppose it was prepared for him so that he could recognize you when he landed. Which makes him not Mr. Hicks, but rather Interpol Agent Hicks. Isn't that correct? I should have known you'd figure it out, Miles. But it looks like they got to him first. So you really did come here to receive an Interpol agent then? Yes. Agent Hicks was on the trail of a very large international smuggling ring. Smuggling. Agent Hicks was on the trail of an international smuggling ring. He went undercover to investigate this crime, and it was I who put him on this case. I was supposed to receive a call from him on his cell phone once he had landed. I never expected to receive a call about his murder instead. I think we now have pretty definitive evidence that Mr. Agent Hicks came down here to the cargo hold. But what was he doing down here, sir? There's nothing but luggage! Oh, I get it! Maybe he forgot something in his suitcase and came down to get it. Ow! Agent Hicks came here for a work-related reason. Of that, I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure he was here to investigate the smuggling operation he was observing. Franziska, do you know exactly how he intended to pursue his investigation? No. Unfortunately, I was going to find out from him after he landed. I see. But this raises another question. A normal passenger can't access the cargo hold on their own. Agent Hicks must have identified himself to a member of the crew and entered the cargo hold with that person who let him in. Yes, and then he was murdered here. These glass fragments and his broken glasses are a testament to that. And then the killer put Agent Hicks into one of the spare suitcases and they entered the elevator. But while they were riding it up, the plane hit that patch of turbulence. Because of the intense shaking, the suitcase popped open and Agent Hicks' body flew out. At the same time, his wallet fell out of his pocket, spilling its contents everywhere. Which explains why there was money scattered all over the elevator floor. Investigation complete. I think it's pretty easy to say who the culprit is at this stage. What? Really, sir? I know what you're thinking, Miles Edgeworth, but the killer can be none other than Miss Rhoda Tenero. Argument. Definitive evidence. If it was a crew member, any one of them could have shown Agent Hicks to the cargo hold. But the point to keep in mind is the key card that allows the elevator to come down here. The only person with such high-level access is Miss Rhoda Tenero. I'd say that's a pretty decisive piece of information, wouldn't you? I know what she's trying to say, but I'm not certain it's as simple as that. Rebuttal. Definitive evidence.
Hold it!
That might be true, but then it could be anyone, including Miss Meal or even the captain. Don't be a fool. A plane without a pilot in the cockpit is like a horse without a rider, crop in hand, much like Scruffy over there. Yeah! I can't disagree with her on that. Detective Gumshoe always needed a guiding hand. Very well, then what about the other flight attendant, Miss Meal? Huh, I thought you might ask about her. But the point to keep in mind is the key card that allows the elevator to come down here at service. Come down here. The only person with such a high level access is Miss Rhoda Toledo.
Hold it!
But it's highly likely the key card was stolen from Miss Toledo.
Objection!
It's highly likely? Is that possibility the best you can come up with? And you call yourself a disciple of my father? Yes, well, I don't have any evidence, Be quiet! You're a disgrace! There's more evidence pointing to Miss Rhoda Toledo, and you know. It's not just the key card that gives her away. Are you talking about the metal weapon they tucked into the police bank? Yes! She's also the one who won't cross... She's also the only person who with the key to open the displays case. Further, there's the man of the key to the display case that held the murderous oak. The only person with such high-level access is Miss Rhoda Toledo. Why would such an important thing like the key card be entrusted to only one person? According to Tammy Meal, Rhoda Toledo is in charge of the most important stuff. That bird is gone. And what exactly is Miss Meal in charge of? Chatting it up with that foolish captain, apparently. She was being so foolishly foolish that I didn't want to ask what her other duties were. I understand how you feel, but whipping me just now was uncalled for. In the end, the only one who could have let Miss Agent Hips into the fold was Rhoda Toledo. I'd say that's a pretty decisive answer.
Hold it!
Decisive? You really think it's that strong?
Objection!
There's no room for doubt. All of the other evidence points to her as well. No snappy come back? That's what it should be. Wow, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let me go ahead and get something to drink real quick. I'll be right back, because I'm starting to doze off. I can tell. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Okay, I have returned. I just got me something to drink. Let's get back into this. There's not a single flaw in Francisca's reasoning. However, there must be something I can work with. That I can draw out of her.
Hold it!
Decisive. Do you really think it's that strong?
Objection!
There is no room for doubt. All the other evidence points to her as well. No snappy comeback. That's as it should be. Let's see here.
Objection!
I feel like it's that receipt that can help us here.
Objection!
It's gotta be something here.
Hold it!
Let's see here. What's out is a fake. Stop right there, Miles Edgeworth. You don't have any proof that this is just a red herring. If you must keep on insisting that it's a fake, then what is the real murder weapon and where did it go? Speechless, I see. That's not a surprise. After all, you know that we've searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. There must be a way. There must be something that can help me rule out the piggy bank as the murder weapon. What should be examined further to help us ascertain the authenticity of the weapon? Well, the body would probably turn up nothing. The crime scene would technically be in the... maybe the piggy bank itself? Because who knows what if that is actually blood on that piggy bank. We should examine the bank itself once more to determine if it is the real murder weapon. If this is the real weapon, it should be damaged or perhaps have a dent on it or somewhere. We looked into that already and there was no sign of anything on it. But we can't discard it as a murder weapon on that one fact alone. The piggy bank is, after all, made of a stronger material than human flesh. And the crime scene, maybe? Let's examine the crime scene in more detail. We might turn up the murder weapon if we search all over the place. Did you think I hadn't thought of that? Even now we're searching for them. We haven't found anything that even closely resembles a murder weapon. I suppose we should examine something else. Oh, ah, I didn't mean to press X on that, I'm sorry. Alright, so it's the body. Okay. Francisco, I think you were too quick to jump to your conclusions. Oh, was I? Heck, I was too quick to press buttons, actually, so... I'm not really one to talk, but that's what he's saying, not me. Yes, we don't even have the autopsy results yet. How can I not say that you made a snap judgment when you have yet to even see if the wound on Agent Hick's head is consistent with the murder weapon? Scruffy! Yes, sir! Contact the medical examiner's office at once! I wish to hear the results of Agent Hicks's autopsy. Yes, sir! We've got a big problem, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! What is it, detective? They're still doing the autopsy, but they said that they already know this one thing for sure. Report! She's like, report now or I'm gonna whip you! But no, what she really says is, report! Now! The doc said that it's one giant bruise from the beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back. From the victim's shoulder to his mid-back? He was beaten over such a wide area? Well, I'd say maybe it's a sign the killer had a grudge against Agent Hicks. It wasn't just his head. The killer went all out and hit him multiple times, sir. Autopsy data jotted down on my organizer. Instantaneous death resulting from blow to back of head, bruising head to mid-back. Scruffy! What is had a grudge against Agent Hicks supposed to mean? Why, well, that's... Was the wound on the victim's head consistent with the murder weapon, detective? Oh, well, they said they were still looking into that, sir. You're completely useless! No! Sir, I told you already. You can't go down there. Nor do remove yourself from my way. What is all that racket? My luggage, my cargo, they're mine and I demand you return them to me. We're still investigating the cargo hold. Please understand and have a little patience. I suppose there's no choice. Finally, I think we get... Hey, what are you... You have left me no choice but to use strong force. Arrgh! You won't get past me, you say with a huffed out chest. This is... Wait. That's it. So that's what this whole thing has been about. Further, there is the matter of the key to the display case that held the murderous bank. Is there some way for me to prove that this isn't the real murder weapon? After all, you know that we've searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. Nobody could find anything that could be considered the real weapon in the hold. The doc said that it was one giant bruise from beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back. Extensive bruising from back of head down to mid-back, as if severely beaten. Just like that. Oh no? So that's not it? Hmm. Alright, there we go. So I was on the right track with the first one, but not the second piece. Alright. Allegedly, the killer struck the victim many times over, which is why there's extensive bruising over such a wide area. But is that really the correct conclusion to draw from the evidence? The bruise from his shoulder to the middle of his back is one continuous mark, which is more suggestive of a single blow to the back. If that's the case, then the piggy bank is much too small to have caused that. Therefore, the murder weapon must be something far bigger. There we go. If we are looking for a rather large weapon, you'd think it would stick out. But so far, we haven't found anything that resembles a weapon of any sort. Perhaps Just perhaps it's something we all overlooked from the very beginning. Because normally it's too impossibly big to be taken into consideration. What was that all about? Was he trying to jump his way down here? Franziska! What? What do you want? I found it, Franziska. I found the real murder weapon. You did? He really jumped! We didn't realize it until now, but the answer has been right in front of us this whole time. He might be hurt. We should go check up on him, sirs. I love how Gumshoe is so focused on LeBlanc, and everybody else is just like, let's just keep talking about what I just thought of. There's that pompous attitude of yours again. You should learn to drop that habit. This coming from a prosecutor with a habit of whipping everyone she comes across. Anyway, if you really are a prosecutor, then you'll back yourself up with evidence. You two aren't listening at all, are you? Come on then, show me this real murder weapon you speak of. There's the problem. We don't know what it is yet. But I'm pretty certain, I mean, think about this for a second. We really don't have anything that could show anything for the murder weapon. But we don't have any evidence. I don't have any evidence to show you. Foolish reasoning for a foolish fool from a foolishly foolish fool meant to fool me. What do you mean by I don't have any evidence to show? Perhaps I should have phrased it as that which caused Agent Hicks' death is incorporeal. Forgive me, but I do believe I have figured out what was the real cause of death. It was a free fall. The victim fell from a great height and subsequently died as a result. In other words, the real cause of death is free falling to the ground. He fell to his death? Yes, this is the only plausible possibility. The victim has extensive bruising on the back of his head and his back. Hold on. Sorry about that, family member. The victim has extensive bruising on the back of his head and his back, and the only rational explanation for these injuries is that he fell into his death. But the murder happened inside this plane! I know. Are you claiming that there is some place in this plane from which you could have fallen from? As I said earlier, the answer has been right in front of us the entire time. You can't mean... Yes, I do. The victim fell from the top of the stairs in this very cargo hold. What? Then... We're in trouble! We may have a sudden death on our hands, sirs! Hey you! Tell me you're dead, pal! Quiet! Why are you screaming? He's alive! And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. It's not possible that Agent Hicks fell over the railing to his death. That man is living proof of that. Franziska, you are jumping to conclusions way too quickly, ma'am. Tell me, do you know if that thing has been there the entire time? I suppose it's true that it's not possible, given the current circumstances. See, Edgeworth knows exactly what I was thinking here. The current circumstances? What is that supposed to mean? Suppose that large piece of cargo wasn't there at the time. What would have happened then? He would have been a Virginian pancake for sure, sir. I suppose that man over there wouldn't still be breathing. But the reality is that the cargo box is there. So there's no point in entertaining your wild hypothetical scenarios. It may be there now, but there's no proof that it was always there. Ha! As if there could have been a window of time when that giant box was not there. Ah, but there was. What? What could I use to show that it's possible that the box was not always where it is now? But I don't think it'd be, obviously it's not our badge. His wallet may not make any sense, the currency wouldn't do anything. The magazine might not do anything, that may be. That one, likely not. See, this one's a statue and it's way too small. That one doesn't prove anything. And then we found out what it is.
Take that!
You refueled in the Republic of Zangfa? Yes. This flight had a short layover in Zangfa in order to refuel. But that wasn't the only reason for the layover. We also transferred some cargo. What if the box in question was only transferred onto the plane at that time? To further prove my point, let's take a look at what's next to the box in question. Ah! It's labeled Zangfa Express! Correct. Meaning if it was loaded onto the plane in Zangfa. Cargo from Zangfa data jotted down in my organizer. It was loaded on board during the refueling between 4 and 5 AM at the transfer point. Now, what if the box in question was also loaded en route at the same time? At the same time. It would mean that the box was not here in the cargo hold during the Europe-Zangfa leg of the flight, making a clear drop from which Agent Hips could have fallen to his death entirely possible. But your theory is still very far-fetched. Then allow me a chance to prove how very likely my scenario is. The first order of business would be to examine that piece of cargo in more detail. Begin investigation. Lower deck cargo hold. This is a rather large piece of cargo. There's a tag on it, sir. Let's see. A leaf red statue? Never heard of it. Nor I, but all I care about is if we can prove it wasn't here at the time of the crime. Now let's get investigating, sir. Oh. Okay, LeBlanc is so angry he's gone back to his native tongue. Look here! Do not go about touching my possessions without my permission! Don't rush up on me like that, pal! So this belongs to Mr. LeBlanc, does it? I should see what else I can find out from him. LeBlanc's cargo. I take it that this large piece of cargo belongs to you, Mr. LeBlanc? Of course it is mine! I shipped this fine piece of art from Europe! These Olive Red statues were 10 million cents! No, maybe much, much more! Mr. LeBlanc's reason for choosing this plane must have been the large cargo hold. 10 million cents? I suggest you stop trying to calculate how many packets of noodles that makes, Detective. Darn! How did you do that? I feel like you keep getting better and better at seeing right through me every year. Though I grow with each revolution of the planet around the sun, I have the distinct impression he continues to madly spin in place. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, so that 10 million cents, is that in euros or in dollars? Does it really make a difference to our tastes? Mr. LeBlanc, there's a chance that your cargo is related to our murder case. I was wondering if you would allow us to examine it a bit closer. It is a very valuable piece of art, so no, there will be no touching. Mr. LeBlanc claims to have brought a piece of art from Europe, but... Would it be really funny if these two had something to do with each other? I'm just doing it for the sake of doing it. Let's see. Oh, wow! Okay. If Mr. LeBlanc has something to do with the smuggling ring, then it's possible this fake statue was brought on board in Zanfar. I think I need to question him a bit further. Fake statue. About your statue, Mr. LeBlanc. I wonder if it might be a fake. What? How dare you say my art is fake? I suspect that your statue might be the target of an international smuggling ring. Don't say such fantastical things! Those thieves would not dare! I have the certification of my cargo right here! Do you mean the cargo certification document? Mr. Zinc LeBlanc, why didn't you say so earlier? Please show it to us at once! I can't read this. What does it say? It says as plain as day. The cargo was put onto the plane in Europe. And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. Too bad for you. This statue was brought on board in Europe just as it states in the certificate. No, that's... Which means that there never was a window of time in which the statue wasn't sitting there. A leaf red certificate dated jotted down in my organizer. Document written in Virginian. Proof the statue was loaded on board in Europe. I respectfully disagree. We can't discount the theory until I see the statue for myself. Then you can have your wish. Look at it yourself and see I am right. This... I know I've seen this somewhere before. This is the Alif Red? It gives off such a feeling of art! I can practically smell it! This statue has a high amount of historic value. After it was unveiled at a museum in Europe, I brought it to this country to exhibit it. A leaf red statue data jotted down in my organizer. I believe a closer look is warranted here. So this is the infamous Leaf Red statue. What is it, Mr. Edward? Did you find something? There's something wrong with this picture. We should examine it in more detail. So this is the Leaf Red statue. I swear I've seen this somewhere before. No wonder this thing is worth 10 million cents. Look at how it sparkles, sir. I wouldn't call it sparkling, Detective. Maybe more along the lines of dully shining. What's this? The statue looks like it's stepping all over the neighbor's cloth cover. It kind of resembles its owner's attitude in a sense. Oh. Jewel, what did you say just now? Further, my clothing zeb is not being stepped on by anyone. It is too expensive for me to allow that to happen. Please forgive the trespasses of my subordinate. Why should I forgive if the dress passes? Unless it is an expensive dress, you keep it. I have no idea what you're doing here. What have we here? It says Zangfa Express on the cloth, sir. I'm gonna take a guess and say that this delivery company is based in Zangfa. Something is tilted on the corner of my mind. Is there something that's out of place? The leftover suitcases sit here, lined up in two pretty neat rows. Too bad for Miss Tolero, but this design is unremarkable. Oh! Why don't they sell them in the airport and have a bargain basement sale? Buy one, get one free! If you win the raffle, you get one more for free! How about those ideas, sir? I think if they did that, everyone would lose. Damn, Edward's not playing around. Wait a minute. Ah. Are those eyes made of some sort of gem? That's a real nice shade of orange. For a second I couldn't even tell they were jewels. Oh, they kind of remind me of the eyes of this stray cat that lives near my house. Are the eyes supposed to be of this color? Is it possible the statue is a fake? Well, actually, I just realized the deduction here. Because, if you notice, the jewels are red. But here, it's orange. So, using the power of deduction,
Eureka!
these eyes are awfully orange, don't you think? Yeah, and pretty. They remind me of sunsets when I was in grade school, sir. I don't think you see what I'm talking about. No, I do. But it's really like the color of the sun when it's setting, sir. Ah, the memories. I remember standing out in that field, spinning with my arms out until I fell ill. I don't care about sunsets. Focus, detective. What color are the eyes in this photo? Huh? Ah! Sir, they're red! As I thought, this statue is a fake. Mr. LeBlanc. What do you want? Do you not know I am a busy man? I allow you 2 seconds for your answer. The olive red. I suppose this is your pride and joy, is it not? It is the biggest trophy on this European trip. Do you know why I wanted to possess this statue? The trigger started 17 years ago. Better grab a chair, sir. Sounds like this is gonna be a long story. Mr. LeBlanc, I regret to inform you, and you have my heartfelt sympathy, but what is that? Sympathy? For what? You'll see. I'd like you to compare the eyes. That large fella there has very bright and pretty eyes compared to you. I wasn't talking about the two of us. I meant the eyes of the statue in front of us and the one in this photo. Why the sudden yelling? Now then. Oh! It is a photo of the statue on display at the museum in Europe. What? Now do you see, Mr. LeBlanc? The statue before us is a fake. A fake? I believe that even further examination will be required. Now that we have confirmed that this is indeed a fake, there must be some sort of proof that this was brought on board in St. Far, and I will present to you evidence that will resolve the remaining contradiction. So, for the final bit of information, what's the other... I don't know what the other piece of... See, I'm trying to think about something here. What could it possibly be? See, I'm just not entirely sure. Hmm. Ah, okay, I think I figured it out now. So we got a problem here. If this came before, uh, if this came before the stop in Zhengfa, then it should not be on top of the start-looking thing. So,
Eureka!
I'm not entirely confident that there's a contradiction here. Am I supposed to,
Eureka! Eureka!
hmm. Oh, wait, I'm on the right track. I just realized I'm on the right track, but not exactly there.
Eureka!
There's clearly a contradiction here. What are you going on about? It's just a simple piece of a cargo cover getting stuck under another piece of cargo. Ah, that's not possible! But it is. It shouldn't be this way, but that statue is on top of the clock. Supposing that the neighboring piece of cargo is brought on board in Zhengfa, there's no way that any part of it should wind up under something from Europe. Which means that this fake statue was smuggled on board in Zhengfa. But then what about the cargo certificate? Let me ask in return. What about Agent Hicks? Why did he come down here in the middle of the flight? There's only one reason why. To secure proof smuggling activity aboard this flight. So you say, but I don't believe he had to do that mid-flight. We could have just easily inspected all of the cargo after the plane landed. That may be true. However, you have it backwards, Franziska. Sure, Agent Hicks could have waited until after the plane had landed, but he had a reason for coming down in the cargo hold. Suppose he had found the fake at the airport. It would have been after the swap had occurred. At that time, the suspicion would naturally fall onto the statue's owner, who would have no way to prove that the statue was switched without his knowledge. Which means there's someone involved who is forging or modifying cargo certificates. I may have read certificate data updated in my organizer. Documented Morginian says statue was loaded on board Europe, but statue is a fake. Investigation complete. I guess the victim knew the real version of this was gonna get nabbed, huh? Yes. Well, this photo could be seen as nothing more than a simple souvenir. It was in fact taken to be used as a reference document later on. Next, Agent Hicks had to secure proof that the smuggling had taken place. He came down here to take a picture of the cargo hold. A rather empty one at that, right before the fake statue could be loaded on board. A photo of the hold missing a valuable piece of cargo would have been proof enough. After that, all he had to do was hold the Zangfa cargo crew and arrest the smuggler. Exactly. This only goes to prove my theory. If the statue was not in the cargo hold during the Europe Zangfa leg of the trip, there would have been enough to hide from which Agent Hips could have fallen to his death. Officer! Move the statue immediately! I want a thorough examination of the floor underneath. Now! Miss Von Karma, I'm ready to report my findings. Go on. After moving the Aleph Red statue out of the way, we tested the area under it with luminol, and there was a reaction! I see. There was a reaction to luminol. An indication that there was blood in that spot. Can we stop looking at it now, sirs? It would seem that my deductions were correct after all. I suppose it would appear that way. The culprit cleaned the blood up well. And how do you think the killer did that? How did the killer clean up all the blood? That is actually a very simple answer. The cloth.
Take that!
The killer used the bloody cloth I found inside the suitcase to clean up the mess. I see. They had a need to clean up all the blood before the plane landed in Zangfa. Yes, because otherwise the cargo crew would have discovered it during the layover. So you guys are saying that the murder happened before the plane landed in Zangfa? There's no other conceivable timeline for the events of the murder. But if that is true, then it throws a certain person's testimony into doubt. If the murder occurred before we landed in Zangfa, and this becomes highly suspect. Recall Miss Muir's testimony about Agent Hicks in regard to when we departed Zangfa. I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in this seat at 5 a.m., you know. She claims Agent Hicks was alive at the time of the service calls, but... That totally contradicts the facts, sir! But why would she lie about something like that? I think the only person who could answer that is Miss Muir herself. And there's the to be continued. Hey, Lion Blade, how you doing tonight? Yes, I will save my progress. Alright, so, doing good, that's good to hear. So, I'm actually going to go ahead and end it there, actually. Because I do want to have a clearer head when dealing with Cammy Meal, instead of, the kind of the kind of the tired mindset I kind of have right now. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I think I know a good raid target for us, if you guys want to partake in one. Where was it? I just seen it. Where was it? There it is. So, if you guys would like to partake in a raid, I am going to be raiding Kratos Arian Plays. He is doing a Pokemon Emerald randomized Soul Link. Now, for those of you wondering about any of that here, Pokemon Emerald was a Pokemon game from the 3rd generation. A randomized Soul Link is basically they're using a randomizer of some kind, and the Soul Link is where two people are playing the same game. They're playing the same game. In this case, they are. They're playing the same game, and their teams are and the Pokemon they catch are linked. It's a bit difficult to try to explain it too much. I'm sure there's something on the internet there that could explain it in a lot better detail than I could give it with just a short little tidbit. But yeah, so you guys would like to partake in this? I'll go ahead and copy the link. Uh, oh, forgot the end there. Really? So there you go. There is Kratos' live stream link, and of course the hashtag. If you guys want hashtag Forest Raid, there you go. Let's see what happens. But in any case, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Ace Attorney Investigations. Next time, we are confronting Tammy Meal, and we are going to, because right now, she is the most likely suspect here. And so, we're going to try to get the truth out of her. But that's for next time. Until that, but that's for later. Until, because I don't know if I'll be doing anything later, because I'm honestly thinking about doing the Halloween celebration, like Oktoberfest that I'm that I'm gonna be doing. I kind of want to start that a bit early because I do have one of the horror games currently in my PlayStation as we speak. Well, I'll think about it some more. Uh, but for now, that's gonna be it for this live stream. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, this is Forrest Walpole signing off.